Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Aubrey Schultz, and I'm happy to talk about the introduction to essential oils, letting you know all of the wonderful things that you can do with essential oils in your life and why, as a busy mom, as a triathlete, as a yoga instructor, as an adult, why I love using essential oils in both my house for myself and in the household. So probably hope to keep this to about 45 minutes and giving you some great information that you can use. And then also feel free to share this with your friends. So let's just dive right in. Thanks for those of you who are joining live. And if you're catching the rebroadcast, thank you so much. Let me just give you a little bit of background about me and how I got into essential oils. I've got a 2-year-old son, 2.5-year-old son. And those first 3 months or so when he was born that winter was really hard. My immune system just took a huge hit. Not sleeping much, just all of the new mom stuff. And I couldn't do that for another winter. I really needed to have a healthy immune system. Not to mention, I was starting to train for my first marathon, and I knew how important a healthy immune system was. So I had seen the essential oils before. I'd heard a little bit about thieves, and I dove in and realized that I need this. This is going to be great for my household, and I'm really anxious and curious to try what this is all about. So that was November 2013, and here it is 2016, and I'm just in love. I love having the essential oils. I use thieves frequently and a whole host of other essential oils, which I plan to share with you tonight. So firstly, what are essential oils? And as we dive in, just want to let you know that I'm not an expert. And you don't need to be an expert to start making better choices to help improve your health and improve your wellness. Really just kind of diving in. There's some great resources out there for you as you start exploring, in your oily journey. And there's tons of great reference guides out there as well, books, resources, websites, all of these great things that we can use to help us out. And I believe that if we give the body what support it needs, it can help heal itself. So that's the goal for today. So what are essential oils? A little background, a little one-on-one on what essential oils are. They're the aromatic volatile substances that are found in nature and found in plants. They're different parts of the plant. They come from the leaves, the stems, the roots, the bark, all different parts of the plant. And each plant is unique in what part they will take and use to distill and add into the little vials of essential oils. They're often called the lifeblood of the plant. They've got great protective properties that work and help the plant. At the same time, are wonderful for helping us as well. They are the purest, most potent form of an herb. And it sounds like we hear all about essential oils all the time. Recently on social media, and it feels like this new thing that's out there. But really, they're nothing new. They've been around forever, since 4000 BC. When we get to some of the oils, you hear how they were used in biblical times too. King Tut even had them. He was buried with the essential oils. So there really are nothing new. They're just, as moms, as we're looking for healthy remedies, natural remedies, getting a chemical-free home, people are turning to natural alternatives. And that's exactly what these essential oils have brought to me and my family. The essential oils, some properties of them, they're helpful to supporting all of the body systems. So our immune system, our muscles, our skeletal system, our cardiovascular system, digestive system, nervous system, lymphatic system, reproductive system, our skin, which is the integumentary system, all of these things that essential oils can help to support. The FDA requires that essential oils be labeled as either dietary or cosmetic. And so you'll see that on the bottle, there's recommended uses. And yes, you can take, I trust Young Living essential oils, and we'll talk a little bit more about their purity, but they are 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and we can take them internally as well. Young Living follows the French model. There's a couple of different models out there, and there's the French model, which supports that we can take the apply the essential oils neat or directly onto our skin. So, and as always, doing what you're comfortable with. So if you, as you're starting out and you don't feel comfortable using the oils undiluted, that's certainly fine. Feel free to dilute them, and I'll talk a little bit more what that means to dilute the essential oils. So 3 ways to use them. We can use them aromatically. I have over here, I'll try to spin the computer around a diffuser. There we go. So there's my little diffuser, my dewdrop diffuser. I've got some thieves going right now, and help support our immune systems. So I've got that going in the diffuser, and so we can get the essential oils in aromatically. It takes about 22 seconds for the oil to reach the brain. So it's coming here, it's coming to my nose, and then directly to my brain into that limbic system, which is responsible for so many different parts of our body and our well-being, and how our body is supported. So we can also use them. I teach aroma yoga classes, and we put the essential oil right into our hand and then rub the oil and then inhaling them. And so that's another very powerful way to use them aromatically. We can use room sprays like a linen spray to get them into the air and then smelling the essential oil. We can also use them topically too. We can apply them directly to our skin. We do want to be mindful that essential oils, the citrus ones, are photosensitive. So it just means that we want to apply them to places where the sun don't shine, particularly when we're going to be out in the sun for long periods of time. So I live in the Northeast. It's a little dark and cold, and we tend to be a little bit more bundled up, certainly, than you would be, say, in Texas, or even how we are in the summertime. Being mindful of that. Excuse me. So we talked a little bit about carrier oils. Young Living makes the V6 carrier oil, which is great. You can use coconut oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, all kind of great carrier oils. And those are fatty oils. So we have Young Living's essential oils. Any essential oils, those are volatile. You keep the cap off. It's going to go into the air. Fatty carrier oil will eventually go rancid. And essential oils never will, which is kind of neat. So they've been around for forever. You can keep old bottles and they won't expire, which is pretty cool. And so the fatty carrier oil, like a coconut oil. And so you can take your carrier oil, add it to your palm or into a container, add your essential oil, and then add it to your skin. So that's great to use. If something feels too warm or too hot, it kind of creates a warm sensation. And then I know that you've got the option to use that carrier oil on top. And then finally, the third way is to take them internally in our water, in our cooking, baking, in capsules. We can take those internally in a tea. I really like this time of year to take them internally that way. Once again, going back to the citrus oils, we do want to be mindful that we use only glass or metal. We don't want to use citrus oils in plastic because they can degrade the petrochemicals. They can degrade the fibers of the plastic, and that would break down. So we just want to be mindful of that. So why Young Living? What is the company? The company that I'm representing is Young Living. They've got their catalog here. Outdated product guide, but Young Living, and they've been around for over 20 years. And I think that's just amazing when we start to see a lot of new companies kind of popping up all over the place. It seems like in my news feed, there's always this new company, that new company, but Young Living's been around for over 20 years. And their processes that they're known for is seed to seal. So from the very seeds they plant all the way up to sealing it into the bottle. They control the entire process, and they have a hand in the entire process. So they're aware of what's going on. There's a huge integrity, which is unmatched in the industry with Young Living. So from the seeds they plant to cultivating the plant to distilling it, and then their testing, they do their own testing as well as third-party testing, and then all the way to sealing it in the bottles. Many times the essential oils haven't met their standards, and they won't put it in a bottle, and it won't see the consumers. They'll put it back in the fields and use it for the plants themselves that are growing. So I think that's just very impressive. And anybody's welcome to go to the farms. So I've never been to one. This summer I'm going to convention in June, which is in Utah, and I'm excited to see the lavender farms, the lavender fields, and see how they do all of their distillation. But if you're ever in Utah or Fort Nelson, Canada, or Oman or Ecuador, feel free to pop in and get a tour and see the farms. Again, no, I don't. There's no other companies that have that transparency, and that means a lot, especially when in this day and age. So, what I'm going to talk today about the top essential oils, and Young Living has packaged them up in this great kit. So, I'll do a little unboxing here, if you will. So, let's say you decide that you want to get started. What do you get? Very fancy packaging. I love how they've really paid attention to what you get. Pardon me. Let's try not to knock over my water in the process. That would make a big mess. And so we have here the essential oils. You actually get these 10 oils plus a bonus oil. And I'll go through them and give you a little information on each of the oils and how do they work and what are some of the benefits of them. Because if you're going to be getting them, you need to know, what do I use them for? So let's start with lavender. And so lavender, it takes about 170 pounds. So just think of that. Your average maybe adult male might weigh 170 pounds. It takes that much plant material to make 1 pound of lavender essential oil. I mean, that's amazing. So when we talk about, how much does something cost, and sometimes people see the price tag of the Young Living oil, and they compare what they can find in the health food store, the Walmart, in the local home store. I mean, everywhere they're selling essential oils right now. And they just kind of question, well, why would I want to spend all that money when I can get it cheaper at this other place? And that's exactly why. If you think about it, it takes 170 pounds of plant material to make 1 pound of essential oil. And you can visit the farms. You can help harvest the lavender. Lavender, because it's so well known and there's so many benefits to it, it tend to be one of the most adulterated essential oils on the market. Naturally, Young Living's is not, but you need to know what the buyer beware and know what you're getting. We see, everything is scented, lavender scented. So it's kind of very popular, very familiar scent that we see in a lot of products that are on the market right now. But why would we use this little bottle? What would this little bottle do for us? Well, it can assist the body when helping to adapting to occasional stress. It helps calm and relax the body for sleep. I use it every night in my diffuser. We've got one in our bedroom, and it little lavender, some water, and it goes in the diffuser. Lavender, about 3 or 4 drops, and it just helps us go to sleep. It's wonderful. It's great for skin. I just made a face care with a jojoba oil, frankincense, lavender, and a couple other essential oils. So it's great for helping out with our skin. You can diffuse it for a comforting, calming aroma. So when we're stressed, it's just nice to take it down and it's very pleasing. We can add it to a bath. So a bath with some Epsom salts and some lavender is a really nice way to, if you've got the time to unwind. I know it's hard for busy moms to find that time, or just anybody really, but if you've got some time to yourself and you want to do a little self-care, a little pampering, lavender with some Epsom salts and a nice warm bath is so soothing. And it's incredibly versatile. They've called it the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. When in doubt, just grab lavender. So this is one is in my purse. It travels with me wherever I go. So lavender. Probably the next versatile oil, which is again always with me, would be peppermint. And it's too bad that you can't smell. We don't have a smell-o-vision. Remember that time Google did that? They had it as an April Fool's Day prank. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I do. It was just hey, you can smell the smell things, and everybody's like, wait a second, April Fool's. Well, anyway, point being, it would come in really handy right now because I encourage you to, if you're out and you smell another peppermint, to compare their peppermint to Young Living's peppermint. Theirs can tend to smell sweet, like a candy cane, and that's not how peppermint is. You go into a garden and you run your fingers across the plant, it smells herbaceous, and excuse me, that's not how ours is. It's not adulterated. So again, it's just wonderful. It's refreshing, uplifting. I love to diffuse peppermint in the car when I'm feeling a little drowsy. My husband and I were traveling back from New Hampshire this summer after spending 3 days of hiking and camping and car camping with a 2-year-old. It's fun. Anyway, tired driving on the way home, and so what do we use instead of coffee? We use a little peppermint. Give us some pep and keep us up. Keep us awake on the drive home. And then the nice thing is once we got home, we used a little lavender diffuser and we were out instead of, all those times just driving when I would use caffeine. And then you lay in bed and you're awake and you're home and you're awake. So peppermint's great for that, for boosting our energy levels. It's great before a workout. As a runner and somebody who loves to work out at the gym, it's great for, I'll put some on my wrists. It's really nice to just give us that extra energy. So again, it's really highly, I just couldn't live without it. It's great for digestion as well. So peppermint tea. It would take about 26 cups of peppermint tea to equal the effectiveness in a single drop of peppermint. I mean, that's amazing. So really great for our digestion. It helps our intestinal function. It helps healthy bowels. It can also help with concentration and mental sharpness. I know a lot of people will like to diffuse it when there's a lot of brain activity going on. It can help curb appetite. So maybe come 4 o'clock when you want to reach in the cabinet to grab something, hit the vending machine. It's really nice to have some peppermint, whether add to your water, take it internally. And then it's great for, again, food, water. It's really nice to, excuse me, a nice little flavor boost. Speaking of adding essential oils to water, probably the next one that I reach for is lemon. Very versatile essential oil. Young Living has, I talked about their distillation, and they use steam distillation. They also will cold press the rinds of citrus fruits to get the essential oil out. So lemon, lime, orange, those are all going to be cold press. Interesting thing is that when you're, the rind does not contain those acidic qualities. So somebody who really likes to drink a lot of lemon to help their body function and just can drink more water, you don't get those acidic side effects that you would get if you were to drink and squeeze a lemon. I don't have lemons in the house anymore. If I were to show you, probably, gosh, 3-4 months ago, and you were to go back in the back of my food tray and you would look in there and you would see all these little shriveled limes and lemons, and they just look so sad. And now I just use lemon and lime essential oil. So that's been one less thing to worry about buying in the grocery store, because I have it on hand and there's some right in the kitchen, and I'll add it to flavor my foods. In fact, tonight I used my Instapot to make some chicken, and it called for juice of 1 lemon. What did I do? I had 1 drop of Vitality essential oils. And so actually just a quick little distinction, Young Living, because of the FDA needed to decide on I told you about the dietary or the cosmetic. And so what they've done now is Young Living has created the dietary essential oils called, and that blend is Vitality. The essential oil is the exact same. It's just a different labeling. So when you're using the essential oils diet internally, and as a dietary, you usually want to be using the Vitality blend or brand, the label of the essential oils. Hopefully that's not too confusing. So why use lemon? It's uplifting in the mind body. So can you imagine how good lemon and peppermint would be in the morning when you're waking up and trying to get your day started, fumbling around the kitchen? It's great to have those two together in the diffuser. It's going to help digestion. So again, really nice. You can start to see why lemon and peppermint together might be really nice in your water. It's going to help support the nervous system. And then do a little research on your own. Give you some homework. Look up D-limonene. So the letter D, limonene. And it has 68% of that. So that's a very powerful antioxidant. So look that up on your own time and just see all of the amazing benefits the D-limonene is good for. And this little bottle of lemon can help with those sorts of things. Moving on, I mentioned earlier back in biblical times. So I would go to church at Christmas time and you would hear about frankincense, and they talked about it around the birth of Jesus and the wise men. And I didn't know what frankincense was. What's frankincense? What's myrrh? What's gold? Well, I knew what gold was, but did you know frankincense and myrrh? Those are two essential oils. And so this was given at the time of when Jesus was born, frankincense. As I've started going back to church and I hear about frankincense and different oils in the Bible, it's like, oh my gosh, I know what that is. So it's really cool. And it was used in the holy anointing in the Middle East and was used in religious ceremonies for centuries, for thousands of years. And I figure if it's good enough to use for Jesus, obviously we can, use it for our own selves, for our own purposes. It was more valued than gold during ancient times. And only those with great wealth and abundance possessed it. So now I get to have it in my house, which is just amazing. So thank you, Young Living, for sourcing this essential oil and going out into Oman and putting it in the bottle. So what are some of the benefits of frankincense? It's calming, it's relaxing. You can diffuse it to help our emotional well-being. It's great for meditation. If we've only got a little bit of time to do some mindfulness, whether it's connecting spiritually, religiously. Again, great to inhale, taking it in and getting the benefits. You can also put some on your third eye. This kind of seat of our intuition really helps kind of connect in a spiritual level. And while it's there too, it's going to help your skin. So it's great for healthy looking skin. So I mentioned the skincare that I made for myself, the moisturizer. I added some frankincense to that. It's also going to contain, so a little more homework. It's going to contain alpha pinene. So look up D-limonene and look up alpha pinene. So again, that's our frankincense essential oil. Let's move on to a blend. So this is purification. So Young Living has singles and then they have blends. The blend, this is a blend of citronella, lemongrass, lavender, rosemary, melaleuca, which is also called tea tree, and myrtle. So it's great to use directly on the skin to help moisturize it, particularly with like a nice moisturizer, coconut oil. Young Living has a great product called Animal Sense moisturizer. That's really nice, like an ointment. Probably the favorite use that I use it is to get rid of stinky things. So we have diaper pails, we have sports equipment that stinks, gym bags that stink, cars that stink, sneakers that stink. The house stinks after cooking fish. So what do? We diffuse purification, or we put it on cotton balls, or put it in a little spray bottle, spray the car. So it's just very handy oil for things that stink. You can also apply it to common skin irritations. You can apply it topically to enjoy the outdoors annoyance-free. And then it's also nice in the foot soak, so you can combine that with some Epsom salts and maybe like a nice little basin. So I've got a basin from Target for, I don't know, $4, like the kind that you would use to wash dishes in. So over in the bath section, and it's just really nice to put your feet in. It's plastic, but the volume of the water to the couple of drops of essential oil, I figure that's fine. So again, I would never add a citrus oil to a drinking glass, but to soak my feet in for a little while, I feel is fine. So again, great for in a foot soak too. Excuse the cough. I'm getting over a little something. Moving on. So I mentioned that I'm a runner. If you live in the Northeast, we've had a fair amount of snow. Those muscles get occasionally sore and achy. I love this stuff. Cannot imagine not having this around. So what is it? It's a blend. It's got helichrysum. It has wintergreen. So if I were to uncap this, you would immediately recognize that wintergreen smell. Clove and peppermint. It's going to help with tension and discomfort. It's going to soothe the skin while providing comforting warmth to muscles after exercise. And it's going to apply it to a skin for a smoothing aromatic experience. So this is really nice mixed in with a carrier oil, whether it's Young Living's V6 oil, whether it's a coconut oil, and rubbing it to those sore areas that need a little bit of extra support. So the other thing I would love to do after those long runs when I was marathon training, instead of doing those freezing cold ice baths, I would do some Panaway with Epsom salts and take a nice bath. And that just made so much difference. I felt really ready to perform in that upcoming week instead of having any kind of lingering, just not being myself. And so I really was ready to perform after that rest day on Monday. I was ready to go back at it and keep piling on the miles. All right, moving on to Thieves. This is the oil that brought me to Young Living. I think it brings a lot of people into Young Living. We hear about Thieves. What is Thieves? So great little story, a little storytelling for you. So back during the 13th and 14th century, during the time of the plague, there were these robbers that were going around and stealing from the dead and the dying. They were stealing their valuables. And people couldn't understand, well, how come you're staying healthy? How are you able to do this and not like everybody else around you? Turns out they were spice merchants, and they were anointing themselves with the same herbs and spices that are found in Thieves. And so for a lesser sentence, they revealed what they were using. It turns out it was clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So, and this is just, again, another great smelling oil. That cinnamon clove really kind of stand out on a spicy aroma. So that's really great. Why use Thieves? It's going to help support our immune function. It has eucalyptus radiata, which is helps with our respiratory system. It's an ideal complement to a daily wellness regime. I really like adding it to my tea. So I'll make some warm water, let it cool for about 3 minutes after a boil, and add some Thieves, a little honey, a little apple cider vinegar, a drop of lemon. It's just so soothing. It's kind of my dessert, I guess, during the winter. Just really sit down. My son goes to bed, spending the next couple hours sipping some tea, doing whatever it is that parents do when their kids are in bed. Let's see. Also, another thing that I loved about Thieves is they have a whole line of household products. They've gotten a cleaner that's amazing. They use it, they say from toilets to tomatoes. You can all the way through. Our bathtub upstairs where our son would take a bath as a little kid, little baby, like it was disgusting because I didn't want to use any of those cleaning products. I'm going to clean, and then I'm going to stick my little tiny baby in this stuff and like soak in this tub. So as a result, the tub was disgusting. So once I discovered the Thieves household cleaner, we had a clean tub, and I wasn't worried about him sitting and being in the tub after it had all of the cleaner in it. Same thing, like I'd be cleaning the house, and he, me, whether it was a cry or whether a mommy, pick me up, I could, wash my hands or just run over and pick him up. Whereas before, when I would use all of that nasty stuff, I would have to wash and scrub and do all that before I would have, touch my little baby with all the nasty chemicals on me. So Thieves household cleaner, it's great. Now as a 2.5-year-old, it's me do. He wants to do everything himself. So I gave him the spray the other day and sprayed the table, and he was able to wipe it down. And I feel comfortable doing that. It's great. So the power of Thieves lemon essential oils just do a great job. It's naturally derived. It's plant-based. So versatile. I could go on and on. You can put a little capful of the concentrated Thieves cleaner in a little dish, microwave or a oven-safe dish. Put it in your oven, 250, and it gets rid of all of that gunk in the microwave, or in the stove oven. Again, those cleaners were disgusting. So as a result, I didn't want to use those things and turn the oven on high, and then all of those smells and stuff stay in the oven. Then I'm going to cook my organic food in there. Well, thank you. So I can use it, and the whole house smells like Thieves, and I can wipe all of the gunk right out, and it's just been amazing. So 250 for like 45 minutes, again, a little capful, and it's super concentrated. So if you see the bottle, that makes up about, I think it's like works out to be like 70 cents for a spray bottle. Like you use a capful and then about 20 some ounces of water. And so I've got a bottle downstairs, I've got a bottle upstairs, super handy. And they have their own toothpaste, like the toothpaste and mouthwash and a lot of that stuff. So I've been able to ditch and switch a lot of the different chemicals. And at the same time, too, I've saved a lot of money not having to rush out to the big department, the big stores, Target, Walmart. I don't have to go there as frequently anymore, which has been nice, too, because you know how it is when you go to Target, you see, oh, I'm just going to get this and I'm going to get that. And you pick up those couple of things, but then you're lured over to here. Well, let me just look at this section. Let me look at this section. So as a result, I'm going to Target less, and therefore I'm spending less money, which is like a huge benefit of the essential oils. I never would have thought that I'd be going to Target less because, again, I've got these oils to kind of do a lot of the stuff that I would be buying. Let's see. So Thieves. Moving on next to Digize. So not everyone's favorite smelling essential oil, but when it works, when you need it to do what it does, it's unbeatable. It's so nice that we have this oil at our disposal. So what is it? It's ginger, anise, fennel, peppermint, tarragon, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. And it's going to help support normal digestion. We can add it to a gel capsule. We can take that internally, so you can buy those through Young Living at a health food store, and add a couple of drops of Digize directly into the capsule, and then maybe some carrier oil like a V6 oil or grapeseed olive oil, and then take that internally. We can add that. We can even apply it directly onto our skin, so the area that needs support it for our digestive system. And it's also used as a dietary supplement in water when you're traveling abroad. So again, a lot of just great uses for our digestive system. Copaiba. So the last couple I've talked about have been blends. This next one is a single. It's from a tree. It's a resin very similar to frankincense. And it's traditionally used in other oil to help with digestion. It's going to help support the body's natural response to injury and irritation. It's great for supporting our wellness. And it's nice mixed with the tea, with warm water, just as I was describing with the Thieves essential oil as well. And it can be a great part of a daily healthy regime as well. So Copaiba. moving on to our C. So RC is another blend. RC is cypress, has cypress, spruce, 3 types of eucalyptus. So again, it's just a great oil to have. And it's great to dilute and apply to the chest, the neck, and the throat areas as needed. You can rub it onto your chest before exercise. It's great to be added into your feet before bed, and it's really nice to diffuse it. It's a invigorating and uplifting aroma. And then, so those are the oils that are in you get the 10 oils. You also get a bonus oil. And that bonus oil is Stress Away. Stress Away is a blend that's copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, ocotea, and lavender. And that's going to help promote wellness. It's great at reducing mental rigidity and restoring equilibrium. It's going to help combat normal stressors that creep into everyday life. That's where I use it the most. Stress happens at the airport when your flight's not on time and delayed, luggage is lost. I use that coming back from convention. It was funny. I'd spent 4 days immersed in like all things oily, and I was at the airport and things weren't going as planned. I had to get home to my family, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna whip out my Stress Away, and life became suddenly just that little bit better. It's great to help us relax. And getting rid of that nervous tension, is the occasional nervous tension. So just the name says, it really does kind of help take those stresses away. And so that's what you get. And you get as kind of a little extra bonus. I can do this without. You get some great samples of Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is Young Living's antioxidant to support drink. And it's highly encouraged to take an ounce or 2 daily. This is 2 ounces here. So once you get your kit, take these, put them in the fridge. The Ningxia Red tastes good anyway, but it does taste that much better when it's cold. So get these, pop these in your fridge, and then when you need a little support, boosting your overall vitality, that's where Ningxia Red really shines. So you get those 2 samples, and you can get Young Living they sell it in the packets, and they also sell the big bottles of it as well. You also get a couple of little sachets, so throw in your purse, share with friends. Speaking of sharing, they also have these little sample vials too that you can, again, whether for yourself, for a purse, or as you start to use your oil, you start to love them, and you can't wait to tell your coworkers, tell your sister, tell your mom about how amazing the oils are. You can get the oils into their hand and give them put a couple of drops into the vials, and then share that with friends. You also get a little extra roller cap too. So you just pop off the lid, stick this on the top, and then you can roll it right directly onto your skin, if that makes sense. So you get that. So some people like to use that with an empty bottle, or you can pop that right on the Stress Away, or something that you want to use topically. So Young Living is kind of moving into our closing as I kind of wrap things up in the next 5 minutes. Keep it to that 45-minute time frame. I know everybody's got places to be, but bear with me. So talking a little bit about Young Living again, and what do they stand for? They are known for their wellness, purpose, and abundance. And there's so much more than just essential oils. That's kind of how people get started, but they have all of these wonderful oil-infused products. And so I talked about their Thieves Cleaner. They have lotions, they have supplements, they have so many different things, toothpaste, face wash, just a lot of just great different products for the household. And people come over to the house like, I didn't know Young Living had dish soap. I didn't know they had their own laundry detergent. So it's pretty neat when they do that. And so as you're kind of doing some research, trying to figure things out, there's a couple of resources to look into, like oiltestimonials.com, ylsearch.com are some great places to start to look for information. When you sign up for Young Living, there's also some secret Facebook groups that we can certainly connect you with. And there's a great spot to build a community and start to ask questions and look through the files and really start to dive in to figure out what do these little bottles do? I remember seeing them in the shelves of the health food store, and they looked pretty cool, but what exactly do they do? And so it's really there's a learning process involved, but you start slow, start with these 11 oils, get comfortable with them, start using them, and it does become second nature to something kind of comes up in the household, and let me reach and grab my lavender, or let me reach for the thieves frankincense, and just kind of reach for those oils as things come up in your life. So kind of in closing, you can't use what you don't have. So if you don't have these oils, you're not able to use them. They're not available in stores. And Young Living has decided on this network marketing as a model for a reason. And that's because if you go into your local health food store, they can't provide you the support, the knowledge, the connection that we can as a Young Living team, as a Young Living family. I have people over, we do make and takes, and we do classes and gatherings, and there's just a whole community surrounding getting started with having the essential oils that you would just never get by buying something off the shelf, not to mention the education. It's really hard for a shop employee to explain fully why you would want to spend $40 on a bottle of lavender. And Young Living just couldn't compete with that price model. People are so price focused. To explain the seed to seal and what goes into the bottles, it just wouldn't happen. So thankfully, Young Living has done just a great thing by going through direct sales, because you get a whole team of people who help to support you. And I don't have the oils in stock. So if you lived in the area and came over to my house, I don't have them here. You would get them directly from Young Living. And our job is just to refer you to the company. And the way to get this premium starter kit is to join Young Living as a wholesale member. So you're hearing wholesale. Oh, wait, you've heard of this before. Wait, what's the deal? What's the catch? There's no catch. The way it works is you buy this kit, the premium starter kit. You get the 11 oils and the fancy diffuser over here somewhere. Yep, there it is. And you get to the diffuser, and that gives you a wholesale membership. And so with that wholesale membership, you save money. You save 24% on the retail cost. So if you flip through my catalog, a friend's catalog, you'll see that you get to save 24%. So there's a nice financial savings there as well. You're not signing your life away. If it's not for you, you don't have to buy another oil, and that's it, goes away. If you love the oils, the only commitment is that you spend $50 a year. And if you're using your oils and loving your oils, then chances are you're going to want to replace what you've been using. So, and just by spending that $50, you get to keep your wholesale account and continue to enjoy all of the wonderful benefits of Young Living. So really, it's just a win-win. I'm going to talk a little bit about the value. So let's say, okay, you know what? I know hear before people say, well, I don't really know if I'm going to use all those oils. Like lavender sounds great, and I'm a runner. Maybe Panaway might be a nice fit for me, but I don't know if I'm going to use the rest of those oils. Well, let's just look at, if you were to retail, the retail cost of all of the oils and the diffuser is going to be $254. If you get so that's a huge savings. And so normally this kit that I've showed you is normally $160. through this month of February, it's 10% off. So it's $144 for the kit. Again, oils and the diffuser. So compare 144 to 254. That's $100 savings just right there on retail versus wholesale. If you were to buy this as a wholesale member, if I were to buy this kit individually, not as a special starter, it would cost me $193. So that's again that 24% off. And the value of the whole kit is right around $340. So again, that's just a huge savings that you get for all of the oils. The diffuser alone is $83 retail. It's about $64 wholesale. So you can just see if you were to buy just the diffuser, maybe a couple of oils because you want to make your house smell nice and get rid of those candles because you start to hear how toxic they are. You're already looking at, $64 for actually would be $83 because you're retail. But point being, I can get into all the semantics and all the numbers. It's just an amazing value, and you can't use what you don't have. So you're just having those oils to reach for and that they're on hand. So I just can't imagine not having the oils in my life and the whole lifestyle. It really supports what I do as a mom, as a health coach, as a triathlon coach. And it's just wonderful to have. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to find me. And I'm happy to point you in the right direction. I'm also happy to meet up with you one-on-one. I've got a couple group classes coming up in March, and I'm happy to connect you with that. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And take care. Bye-bye.